On Sunday afternoon, it was confirmed that Kentucky starting quarterback Brock Vandagriff is retiring from college football with a year left of eligibility remaining. Now, Brock Vandagriff, before the season had started, had a lot of hype. He was a five-star quarterback who transferred out of Georgia and was behind Carson Beck and could have actually started there. And people were saying this was one of the most talented Kentucky rosters that they ever had. It felt like Kentucky had their quarterback guy for the next 2 seasons, and they could maybe create some chaos in the SEC. So what happened? What events led to a five-star high school quarterback to retire as a starting quarterback of a SEC school? Now, Brock Vandagriff went to Prince Avenue Christian School in Georgia and was listed as a five-star quarterback from the beginning. He was getting offers from big schools like Miami, Michigan, Auburn, Tennessee, LSU, and Florida in 2018. Then in 2019, Brock Vandagriff commits to Oklahoma. He even had offers from Alabama, Florida State, two schools like that, but I wouldn't consider Florida State a big deal. But yeah, you get the point. He then commits to Oklahoma, like I said. But then in 2020, he decommits to go to Georgia. Now, there's just one problem with Georgia. You see, they have this kid called Carson Beck who's ahead of him for the job, meaning if he wants to play, he will have to wait until Carson Beck goes to the NFL, which would mean he would only have one season to play with Georgia. So with that, Brock Vandagriff hits the transfer portal in 2023, and 2 days later transfers to Kentucky, who has an open spot for quarterback after Devin Leary is to the NFL. Now, this video isn't exactly meant to be a video on Kentucky's football season. That is for another time, another video. But we'll view some things that happened throughout the season as in relation to Brock Vandagriff, of course. Now, the first game, Brock threw for 12 for 18 against Southern Miss, which I was at that game. That was a crazy game. The lightning delays delayed it for like 2 hours, and it stopped in the third quarter. He had a quarterback rating of 81.5, good, but his next, and he also threw for 12 out of 18. Sorry about that. But in his next game against South Carolina, which Kentucky got destroyed 31-6, he went only 3 for 10. Now, Brock did help Kentucky defeat Ole Miss, which is ironic because Kentucky's only won the SEC. So sorry to Ole Miss fans for not being able to make the playoffs this year because of Kentucky. But at the end of the season, Brock threw for 1,593 yards and a completion rate of 57.3 and his quarterback rating of 56.5, which put him around top 70 quarterbacks in the league, and had 10 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So in all, he wasn't really good at Kentucky, and the offense for Kentucky this year was really bad and couldn't score. It was like Iowa's last year. It even got to the point where in the Texas game, Brock Vandagriff was benched, and 4-star freshman quarterback Cutter Boley from Lexington Christian High School in Lexington was put in over him and did well, and he ended up starting over Vandagriff for the Governor's Cup or Louisville, Kentucky rivalry game, which Cutter Boley would get injured in the game, and then they put the other quarterback in. I forget his name. Now, after that game, there was a lot of speculation that Brock Vandagriff would transfer out since it looked like he wouldn't be the guy for next year, but as the portal opened, he didn't, and finally, on 29th of December, news would be that he was retiring from football. Now, for why he did this, it might have been just because he wasn't doing good at football and it wasn't his thing anymore as being quarterback. And quarterback can be very stressful for these guys. And it was decision, so I guess he can move on with his life, and if he's happy with it, he's happy with it. Now, the Kentucky quarterback for 2025-2026 season now is interesting. One is you got a super senior Zach Calzada, if I've pronounced that correct, from Incarnate Woods, this will be his 7th year of college football, so he's very old. On the other hand, there's Cutter Boley, who it will be a redshirt freshman, so it's likely to say that they'll start Zach Calzada, because why else would they have a transfer of 1 year left of college football? He's going to get playing time. Now, if you do enjoy this kind of content, please make sure to like and subscribe, as it really helps out the channel, as we're trying to build a college football community, and if you want, you can go ahead and comment, as I like to look at those and see what you all think. Anyways, bye.